Today's customers are essentially looking at a twofold strategy as far as their IT is concerned. And the two aspects are, one is how do you reduce costs as far as the run side of the business is concerned, and the second is how do you generate greater value in the business by leveraging technologies, the emerging technologies such as social media, cloud, analytics, etc. If you look at those two broad customer needs, I'll now focus really in terms of how HCL is approaching this from a marketplace perspective. As far as the run the business side is concerned, I think there are two aspects as far as the costs are concerned. One is costs related to infrastructure and the costs related to managing applications. If you look at the infrastructure space, where HCL has enjoyed enormous traction over the last couple of years, it is essentially been around how do you leverage the new trends as far as remote infrastructure management is concerned. We believe that with the continuing size of the rebid market, that will continue to be a space where we are able to drive and generate incremental value for our customers. But as that space matures, you're going to see newer propositions evolve, such as the next generation data centers. How do you manage a hybrid environment which involves on-premise, private cloud, as well as public cloud infrastructure, and especially its implications as far as security and governance is concerned. From an application perspective, I think we continue to focus around using the traditional levers of onshore-offshore mix, as well as the pyramid optimization in order to drive value as far as the run the business side on the application support is concerned. However, as customers move into Gen 2 and Gen 3 outsourcing, there is an increasing demand and emphasis on newer levers, such as de-skilling work, so that you are able to further optimize the pyramid, looking at greater automation so as to reduce the manual intervention that is required, and most importantly, how do you reduce the quantum of work through mechanisms such as application portfolio optimization as well as application modernization. From a change the business perspective, I think customers are looking at how to leverage emerging technologies in order to drive differentiated performance in the marketplace. And that is where the digital systems integration offering of HCL is very sharply focused at. The digital systems integration is all about converting channels to your customers to operate in a digital manner. What does that mean? It means not just a web front end, but also looking at the entire fulfillment process and digitizing the entire fulfillment process to make sure that the experience to the customer from a digital perspective is not just restricted to entering an order on a website. This involves a number of complex things, including implementing new front-end technology, implementing better fulfillment technology, as well as interfacing to legacy systems which need significant amount of modernization so that they can operate in the new digital world. Another big emphasis in this space is really around how do you unify the experience to customers across multiple channels. So today, if you look at the entire fulfillment channel, it involves not just a web front end, but it also involves automated call centers, it involves mobile devices, it involves the physical channel. And what customers want to deal with is really how do you ensure that there is a unification of experience across these multiple channels. From some specific examples, we see a lot of telecom providers around the globe looking at how do they digitize their entire fulfillment channel, and that includes having a digital front end, a unifying customer experience across various channels, as well as, and most importantly, in terms of putting in the necessary technology and upgrading the existing technology in order to digitize the entire fulfillment process. On the run the business side, we continue to use, as I said, the levers that I mentioned earlier to drive superior performance as far as our customers are concerned. There are the deals that we are working on, and as well as which we have won. The expectation from a customer perspective is cost savings in excess of 30% over a period of time. And that continues to be an expectation of customers from the point of view of optimizing the run cost, generating savings to drive investments as far as digitization is concerned.
How are you bagging such deals? Are you doing differently? Are you offering something different as compared to competition?
So as far as the run the business side is concerned, I think we are driving greater automation as far as the repetitive tasks are concerned, and leveraging some of the new generation tools in order to drive that. We are also basically looking at how do you de-skill the work so that we are able to further optimize the usage of high-end workforce to look at complicated activities which hopefully are much fewer than a lot more of the commodity related activities which can be done by a lower cost workforce. From a digitization perspective, I think we're looking at multiple areas. The first is we're looking at upgrading our capabilities as far as content management, as far as the front-end technologies are concerned, as it comes areas such as mobility. We're also looking at improving our capabilities in the area of data and analytics. And finally, of course, looking at specific areas around the fulfillment channel, around omni-commerce and sterling commerce kind of technologies in order to digitize the entire fulfillment channel. So that's really how we are addressing this space, bringing in differentiated capabilities both onshore as well as offshore in order to drive these propositions.